So how do you know when is a good time to date after being in a relationship with a narcissist? And I thought that this answer could help a lot of people who were probably asking this question to themselves. And I basically answered when you are ready to dismiss people that you may like, but they've crossed your boundaries. So obviously, you might be lonely, you might feel insecure, you might feel hurt, you might feel a low sense of self-worth after being with a narcissistic abuser. But that's okay, Zarina, you know. But this is, when you get got my words mixed up, right? So obviously when a person comes along, you might be feeling very vulnerable. You might feel like, oh my god, somebody's paying me attention, once and for all, or after this horrible relationship, somebody's actually paying me attention, somebody actually wants to date me, somebody actually finds me interesting, somebody's actually talking to me, for goodness sake. So you are more likely to entertain that person, even though you see stuff that you might not be comfortable with. You might think, oh, I don't really like this about that person, or I don't really like that about the person. I might not really like this about the person, I might not really like that about the person. This was my deal breaker before. Should I really be crossing that boundary? Should I really let them get away with it? But when you got a low sense of self-esteem, low sense of self-worth, low on confidence, you're not really operating in your best self, you might be more susceptible to let things slide. You might be more susceptible to say, okay, well, he doesn't have all of this, but hey, we'll make do with it. We'll manage it for now. We'll do this, we'll do that. Don't worry, that's not a big deal. We'll clean him up, that kind of thing. And you're more likely to make excuses for that person. You're more likely to shrink and lower your standards just to have somebody, just to say that you have a boyfriend, or to say you've got a partner, or to say you've got this or you've got that. You're more likely to pretend to yourself, to lie to yourself that this is actually what you want. So I think the ultimate test after going out or dating somebody who is a narcissist is when somebody new comes your way. Try and test it out. If somebody doesn't quite have that quality that you want, or does something that is a bit of a red flag, and you're like, oh, should I override this red flag and continue with them, or should I dismiss them? If you feel that you can actually dismiss them, and not just feel, if you can actually show yourself that you mean business and you can actually dismiss this person, then I absolutely think that you're ready to date. You know why? Because you have shown that you have respected yourself. You have shown that you're willing to choose yourself over another person. If somebody doesn't fulfill your requirements, then they've got to go. If somebody oversteps the mark, then they've got to go. If somebody crosses your boundary, then they've got to go. You are showing to yourself that you respect yourself enough to move on and attract better into your life. So that's my little word for the day. If you want my top 10 kind of signs that you're dating a narcissist, send me a DM.